Hi there, and welcome back to the History of Fleetwood Mac. I'm Anita. Welcome back. I wanted to do this video before I had done the one that I put out last night, which I know I should have put out a couple days ago. I literally have lost track of time. It's been a long week, uh, good and bad overall, but we're getting over it. But you know how it's not a vacation, but when you're gone for a while, you need a vacation from that or a break from that, and that's kind of the little cycle that we're in. And as soon as we got home, we had lots of stuff to do, and enough about that. But I really want to do this one before that, and I just had no time and no brain space to do it because I just want to kind of give you a little lead up. And I also don't want this video to seem like, that person who comes back from somewhere and shows you all their vacation photos. That's not what my intent is, but I thought you just kind of might like to know about it. Some of you are probably from California and all too familiar with this stuff and might find this quite boring. Other people maybe who aren't, I just thought you might like a little bit of background, and also because that's, kind of where I'm from and kind of my little place. So what I want to show, which was something really, really cool, first of all, is that, and I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the Coconut Grove there's the Santa Cruz Boardwalk. And the boardwalk this is a really great picture of a long view of it. It's quite a ways, this roller coaster here is the Giant Dipper. And I think there's the Big Dipper or Giant. I think it's Giant. Do you think I'd know that? There's a sign somewhere. Yeah, I'm right, Giant. But we call it Big all the time. And it's been in a lot of movies. It was in, there's a movie called Sudden Impact with Clint Eastwood and Sandra Locke. A little bit of the boardwalk area was used in the movie Lost Boys. And Santa Cruz, though it had been in the map, has been in many movies and many songs and many places. Really did kind of get put on the map with Lost Boys, with the huge success of that film, the original, not the remake. And but it's changed over the years. I mean, I haven't been back to California in probably about I don't know a while. And even in that short time that I was there, however many years ago, which wasn't that many, but it's still changed over and over again. But my whole point of this is the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk at the end here, and of course I didn't get a picture of it. This kind of area, actually a little bit more over here, it's just out of focus, was a place called the Coconut Grove. And it was, it's a place where people host, proms and reunions, and there's craft fairs and all sorts of stuff that come through there. And I had seen this somewhat recently, but I was able to get a nice picture of one of these posted up at that place at the Coconut Grove of a band who was there once upon a time, being the Fritz Rabin. And I was really just so surprised because, of course, we knew Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham and Fritz, I should say, were all over the Bay Area. But just knowing that they were kind of in my neck of the woods, which is well before me, so it's really their neck of the woods, but just somewhere that I'm so familiar with and such, had been there, that was just really kind of cool. So I just thought you guys kind of might like to see that because, again, of course, San Francisco is far more popular in the Bay Area of places, and even maybe Monterey. And Santa Cruz is closer to Monterey, but just kind of situated in between. But it has a lot of popularity and such. So I just kind of thought, like I said, to give you a little tour of Santa Cruz in general. It's a really nice picture. Now, this is from the boardwalk, the pier across. So where I'm at, obviously looking this way. And then I don't think I took a picture from the boardwalk area from the pier. I have one, but I didn't put it in this. And then, like I said, this over here, kind of adjacent to this part, and this is kind of a little bit of the side part of it, is the Coconut Grove. It used to be called the Coconut Grove. Now they're just calling it the Grove. Fancy pants. I can't believe how much Santa Cruz has changed. It used to be a very kind of a hippy-dippy kind of little place, kind of bohemian, and just real, peace, love, and granola, and it's just Swankville now. It's turning into a kind of a more Monterey type place. And I'm not putting Monterey down, but, that's always been a pricey area, mostly with the golf courses and such. But now just everywhere you go in Santa Cruz, it's boutique-y, and it's, across the street from the boardwalk was a brand new, like, getaway spa hotel kind of place. It's mad money a night and stuff. And it never used to be like that. Of course, down in any tourist area and stuff like that, you're going to find things like that. But, anyway, there's more pictures of the Giant Dipper, which I thought was kind of cool. And I love me some sea doggies, these little sea lions. They are so cute. And I had video of them. They're underneath the wharf. And they're always, which is funny. I have a little video of them because it's so funny trying to watch them swim around and trying to jump up on there. And I could just watch them for days. They're so cute. And this little one just seemed to look right at me when I was taking a picture. So that was really cute. But yeah, I just thought it was really cool that, I've been in the Bay Area. I had taken that video for you guys in Sausalito, which was amazing. I'll get into that in a second. But that's just also a little piece of Santa Cruz, so just kind of showing you the stuff, not trying to bore you like, your friends' videos and look at all this, but that this was kind of an integral part of an early era of Stevie Nicks that we know and love. And I myself had never known that she was at the Santa Cruz Coconut Grove. I just never knew that. I thought it was pretty cool. So that is that. Just some friends I made over here. These are the kind of guys that, like when you're driving around them, they're like, yeah, just move around. They don't move out of your way. You move out of their way. So it was kind of funny. So that was well, I spent several days, as you all know, in Santa Cruz. And when we left there, like I said, it was funny because it was dawned on me, we are in no way, shape, or form on vacation. I mean, I made that kind of clear, kind of a heavy time and such. And so I wasn't thinking of it in any idea like that. And my poor sweet boyfriend who's going through a lot, and I'm trying to be there for him. So in turn, kind of doing the same. I didn't want to be like, hey, can we go sightseeing? Because it's not what we're down there for. But to leave back to Oregon, you can go over the Bay Bridge. Well, there's so many bridges, but over the Golden Gate, you're just barely, to the left to go back over to, it's really not much of a detour whatsoever. So that was kind of cool. So on that note, you saw my video. So, but these are some pictures I took, and I just thought this was really cool because this is the stained glass, which is up in these two areas here of the door. That door is something else, and this is really shiny. I don't know if they've got like, what kind of like something in there, but even in the camera, it almost looks like there's foil or something like that, and it's not. It's just the lighting. As such, turned my face and my teeth and everything like there's this horrible, god awful jaundice yellow. I'm not like that, but I thought it was kind of cute because I'm flashing my Fleetwood Mac necklace. And it's so funny, as I'm doing this, my boyfriend points up, and I think it's right, where's it at? Right here. You can see that there's a camera. And so I waved at the camera. I don't think anybody's home. And the really sad part of it is for all the years it's been there, and I think they say it's been closed about 30 years, it's out of shape. It's dirty around here. Well, you saw in the video. But then also in the front of it, there's just like a lot of debris. It's just nobody's taking care of it, which is just a really shame. I'm sure that this is just really the wood age, but if somebody were there all the time, they'd probably be upkeeping a little bit more. But being right next to the ocean, of course, that wood's going to get beat down with the seawater and such. But yeah, so me at the door, showing the address, but even the slates that you can see there, there's always kind of been like an alternate color in the wood and stuff like that, but this is bad. This is, like I said, really untaken care of, and so just kind of a bummer. Again, me in front of the numbers. But what I wanted to show you, and this is awful. Again, not trying to show you, travel photos, but this all of San Francisco here. It's really pretty. This is the Bay Bridge, and this is Alcatraz. And so when you're on the other side of Sausalito, there are many places where you can stop and see that. And this is, like I said, all of San Francisco right there. And it was just freaking beautiful. Now, when we went down to Santa Cruz in the first couple of days, we brought the rain with us from Oregon. All the Californians were thanking us. It was pretty rainy, but then it got hot, hot, hot. And we had so many days that had a lot of clouds in the sky like that. But it was really, really nice out. And then, I don't know, I just got these amazing pictures of the Golden Gate Bridge. I mean, not that it's hard, but just everything looks so pretty. And I really enjoyed myself. It was honestly, when we came up to go across the Golden Gate Bridge, I got kind of choked up. It was so weird. And I didn't have that feeling in Santa Cruz. Usually Santa Cruz is always just a little bit of home, and there's always just that kind of feeling and such like that. But we really didn't have that for various reasons. But when I saw the Golden Gate Bridge, I just kind of, it's first of all, it is your past. It is kind of your home, if you will, just, an area that you've known so well. And it's a beautiful piece of architecture. I mean, that bridge is it's something else. I don't care if you've gone over it 1,000 times or the first time. And even if you lived in San Francisco, it's something that first of all, you're probably not traveling over it that much. You're probably going the Bay Bridge or whatever, but every time you go over it, you are kind of just, wow, this is just a really neat piece. I guess probably you would get a little bit tired of it, but I certainly never did. And it's been so many years since I've been across it, gone out that way, that, like I said, it was just really neat. So again, I was just taking some photos, and it kind of just made my own memory thing to go in my Fleetwood Mac book because obviously it's acquainted as such. But I just started thinking, some of these pages that I make for these little things that I do, I'm going to put them in the book. How many pictures do you guys take that just stay on your phone or just end up they're related to something that you love but not really? And I just thought that this was kind of it's just a time for me. It was just the right time, even though I'm super sad I had never been prior. And again, as you saw in my video, I can't believe how many years I've lived in the Bay Area and had never gone. And it's really easy to get to. And what's funny is when you're driving in from the highway, you can't see it down there, but you see the place where it's at. But when you're down in the place and you look up, you can see all the cars and such like that. There's all these trees, which you can see kind of that's not really a good picture, kind of around here. There's a lot of trees around it like that. And then this is really funny because it's probably always been there, but there's a lot of these old, I think you might have seen it in the video, kind of like, and I don't know if they're like, they're like military buildings or something. I don't know. But you just wonder, Santa Cruz, San Francisco, all that stuff, you just kind of think about Lindsay, Stevie, all of the Fleetwood Mac having been, traveling there, where they went and what they did, what they thought about it and stuff like that, and were they kind of taken by the Golden Gate Bridge and such like that. It's just kind of a neat thing to think about and such. So that is the bulk of that. But to make this also not completely about, hey, look at my family pictures and stuff, I did want to let you know that I had gotten something that it's a long story, but I'd had a lot of problems getting, and this new album, just kidding, new copy for me, but this is the Urban Outfitters edition of Rumours. Now, this came out the same time as the Silver Springs 45, if you guys bought that. And silly me, I had no idea that this had come out the same time as that. There seemed to be a lot of hype around the 45, but not about this. So it's kind of I know a lot of people got it, but just as many people are like, what? I didn't know that. And me and records. So I ended up getting it. There was a problem with it, and then I had to send it back. And then finally I was able to get it again. But Urban Outfitters is a place I will go out of my way to not buy from anywhere. I don't know. It's overpriced. They don't have any coupons for records when it comes to records. But in the time it took me to order it, send it back, and get it again, I must have gotten like 900 emails. And I'm barely exaggerating. Of course I am, but you know what I'm saying. And it's like, shut up and send me my record. And, when you're sending me all these coupons, and there's 15% off or something like that, take it off the freaking record. A new copy in a new color of Rumours should not be $35. I'm just throwing that out there, plus shipping, I think. I'm not sure. I got something back from it because of the trouble, but it was not a coupon, and it was something either free shipping or lesser shipping. So it was certainly not a break on not a break on the album. And what was funny is that on the back of it, it had this sticker, but this was on the outside of the box that I had to pull off the box and also put on the back because what? Because we collect stickers, we collect boxes, we collect bags, we collect buttons. Gotta have it all, right? So this issue one is really pretty. I have to say, it is really nice vinyl. It is a blue and silver tinted vinyl, so you can kind of see little silver streaks going through there. Very lovely. It is nice. I have not listened to it yet. It was here when I got home. So there's that. And then, funny enough, I opened this, and how many times have you looked at the insert of Rumours? I don't know, a million. But it was really funny to me, again, reflecting on the on where I'd just been, that this, I believe this is inside Record Plant. I'm 99% sure. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I think I was looking at it, trying to find out, obviously, probably some of these sittings, it's hard to tell. This one of Christine, where's she at here? This one here as at UC Berkeley, which was really close. And you probably, some of those pictures you couldn't see, but I have video. I have other things where you could see Berkeley. You could see like all of San Francisco across the way, Alcatraz and such. And then, and actually in some of the other pictures, again, I don't know if I took that one from Santa Cruz. I did not, but in a video, when you look at Santa Cruz from the pier and stuff like that, I took like kind of a panorama. When you look at the boardwalk and you keep going this way, all the way around and stuff like that, it's almost like a cove. It's not, but it's almost like that. And you can see into Monterey. You can just see straight up. And then I took pictures in Capitola, which is kind of adjacent to Santa Cruz a little bit, Capitola Village. And I took some pictures, and the lights and stuff like that from Monterey were just clear as a bell. It's a distance, not far, but you know what I mean? But that was really neat. So but Berkeley and all that is right next to that. So, I've never been here. What is it, Zellerbach? I think. Can't remember. Record plant. Yeah, Zellerbach Auditorium, which I've never actually tried to go look at that either. Next time. And I've been to Berkeley thousands of times. But yeah, probably all these things and stuff like that are inside the record plant. So I just thought it was kind of funny that I received this, obviously famous for having been recorded at the record plant Sausalito, and then finally having made my pilgrimage. So this is kind of why I wanted this video to go first before the other one, but I hope you enjoyed both. It's kind of silly. But in the meantime, you won't believe what I have coming up. I have some really neat stuff coming up. I have some little stuff like I'm showing here tonight, but I have some really amazing stuff coming up. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoy it. Yes, eventually, now that things are kind of settling back down, I will get back into, I think I left off in 2013. But I'm kind of at a point right now where, we're all on pins and needles, right? About if Stevie's going to come out with an album, because we just heard something from Vanessa Carlton. I also have some little information, little thing I'd like to do on Dave Mason, because I'd be remiss if I didn't bring him up. And so I still have a lot more, but I do need to finish like 2013 on. We're kind of in a standstill for there. And all the stuff that I've gotten that I want to share with you guys, I have a lot of stuff that goes back. So there's kind of no reason not to cover that, because it's a lot of stuff. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much. I missed everybody, whether you're 1, 20, or 100 people. I'm so grateful that everybody's here. But for me, I really miss doing this. And I wish I'd, sent that video a little bit earlier, but it's neither here nor there. So everybody have a great week. Happy Monday, and stay tuned, because we're back on schedule. 100%. Promise. We're back Monday through Friday. So thank you again, and we'll see you next time. Bye.